there, and welcome to the Megan and Ryan Power Hour.
What's going on, guys?
It is Megan and Ryan. It's a lovely Wednesday evening for us here. Thank you for joining us. We bring you guys this Megan and Ryan Power Hour every Wednesday and Monday evening at 8 p.m. Central Time. So hopefully we will, as we go through this evening, if you guys have questions about anything that we're talking about, make sure that you drop a comment down below. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. If you guys have any particular question in your business or something that you're working on, feel free to drop those questions at any time. And as always, if you guys are watching us live, drop us a hashtag live. If you're watching us on a replay, leave us that hashtag replay. And again, even if you're watching on a replay, if you do have questions, feel free to drop those questions. We still answer those as we go back and look at the replays. So again, thanks for joining us this evening. It is a beautiful Wednesday evening for us. It's been a little bit of a busy evening for us. Parenting and everything else. We've had soccer games and dinner and homework and all that fun stuff to get to yet tonight. So,
changing car
batteries, getting to doctor's appointments. Exactly. So, for those of you that have been watching and trying to figure out if you can do this online business thing, I get it. We are all busy, especially if you have a family, if you have young ones. We are busy, shuffling from one soccer field to the next, or from one doctor's appointment to a soccer game to a soccer practice, and back and forth, and choir practices, and everything else. We understand that life gets busy, and that's part of the reason why we do what we do. It gives us the flexibility to be able to make all of these different things happen. Even for me over the last couple of days, I've actually been a little bit under the weather, but still been able to work a little bit on the business here and there, but it's not something that I have to necessarily stress over. So these are a lot of the reasons why we decided to get into online business. We wanted to control our own destiny and our own future. We were so tired of, especially for me, working for someone else and depending on someone else to be able to take time off, to be able to travel, to be able to make those soccer games and those soccer practice and those doctor's appointments and everything in between there. So again, we realize as busy parents that this is difficult. So if you're one of those busy parents that feels like, I just don't have the time to be able to start an online business to get to that, we realize that. We also know that sometimes it takes sacrifices. For us to get to the point where we are at right now, it took several months for us to get up and going. That was me spending a lot of extra times, a lot of times at night. Like after everybody else had gone to bed, I would stay up and work on our business, whether I was working on sales funnels, working on emails, working on messaging, whatever it might be. And not to say that Megan didn't help, she did. We both worked on our business during the day, but there were a lot of times where I spent time after everybody else would go to bed and I would work on our business. And it was because of that hard work that allowed us to get to a point where we're at now, where, yes, we can kind of take our foot off the gas pedal a little bit, but we still work very hard in our business. This is a business that works 24/7 anywhere where we're at, but it's not hard work. We're not tied down to being here in this studio or at this office in this location, which happens to be the basement of our home. We can work from anywhere. We can message, we can talk, we can email, we can get on Zoom calls from anywhere. Our business travels with us. I know a lot of our friends and associates that we work with closely now happen to be in Orlando, Florida right now with Funnel Hacker Live, which is absolutely amazing. I'm glad that these guys are able to get down there and see that opportunity that is Funnel Hacking Live. It's a great place to be. It's a great opportunity. If you can ever get there, you need to try to. But many of these people are working their business from there. Okay. Again, being able to travel with an online business helps us. We can work from wherever, we can work whenever. Even as like I said, I've been down the last couple of days health wise, but I can still work on our business. I can still be able to answer phone calls, do Zoom calls, do lives just like this. So I still need to do the comment.
Yeah, because I wasn't.
Okay, that's okay. I'll let you chat for a minute there while I do that.
One other thing that we had something come up today where freaking car battery went my dog, got in my car, tried to do the doctor's appointment. Click, 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 and I'm like, crap. So I kind of as frustrated as I was about the situation, I had to stop and I had to think, and I'm like, you know what? There was only one aspect that I was frustrated. I was frustrated because I had to figure out how I was going to get there. We, switched vehicles, but I didn't have to stress about. We just dropped $200 on a car battery. 3 years ago, we would have been like, what card are we going to put it on, or what are we going to do, or do we have enough for this, or well, I have to do the car battery, so I can't do that this month, or I have to post this. I didn't have all that coming through my head. I mean, yeah, if we have big things go out, like air conditioning, things like that, we're still kind of like, all right, what do we need to do for that? But it felt good to not to just be like, all right, fine, we're gonna go down to O'Reilly's real fast and grab a car battery, no big deal. So like I said, it was an inconvenience, but it was only one aspect of that inconvenience, and then that makes it nice, too, to not have to worry about things like that, and that is I'm grateful for that. I stress enough. I don't I don't need that to add to it. So
Y-
that's
y-
but the financial freedom, like the financial freedom, it's just one small aspect of it. It really is.
Yeah,
This
you're
business
you're
is so much
exactly
more.
right. How many of you have ever been, in a situation where something breaks down at home? Whether it's automotive, whether it's a heater or a water heater or
Freezer.
a major appliance, a refrigerator, washer, dryer, something goes out. And how many of you out there just stress when something like that happens, or even stress knowing that that's a possibility,
Mhm.
that maybe your refrigerator's on the fritz and it's acting up and you're scared to death that it's going to go out and you don't have the means to be able to replace that. Trust me, we've been there, guys. We have been there many times in our lives. And that's what this opportunity, this online business that we started just a couple of years ago, has given us that freedom. Again, when we talk about financial freedom, we're not only talking about just having money. We're having that ability to not stress over every little thing in our lives. And part of that is when one of those appliances goes bad. Like Megan was talking about, for instance, today, we had a car battery go bad. You know what? It was at not at an opportune moment. She was on her way to a doctor's appointment. I was on my way to take our kids to a soccer game, so we needed both of our vehicles at the time. But it wasn't that big of a deal. You know, Before we would have been scrambling around. Shoot, we don't have $200 to go get a battery to put in the car. How are we going to do this? All right, now it's time to call, you know, our parents, grandparents, or whatever to try to figure something out. And I know that there's a lot of you that have been in situations like this, or you are scared of those situations. Maybe you have maybe you have a vehicle that is not quite working right and you can't depend on it 100%. Wouldn't it be nice to not have to worry about that? For our sake, in our instance that happened for us today, it was like, all right, no big deal. All right, take this vehicle, go to the doctor's appointment. I will take this vehicle. We'll go by, we'll get a battery, we'll change it out real quick, and boom, we're on our way.
Yep.
Yeah, 15 minutes, but we weren't stressed over the fact that, all right, we got to, spend a couple $100 on a battery. Okay. We've had those instances before. Water heaters go out, big appliances, refrigerators, washers, dryers. Maybe you need a roof on your house. Having the ability to not stress over those types of situations means the world to us. And I know that there are many of you out there that feel the exact same way.
And here's the other thing too. You can have, a really great job, pays well, you're able to put back savings and things like that, but wouldn't it be nice, like, to use those savings for, something fun, like a vacation or something like that? I mean, a lot of people save up. We're big Disney fans, so we like to go to Disney and whatnot. And a lot of people are, they scrimp and they save for that, and then something happens, and they're like, "Well, crap! Now we can't go to Disney because we got to do this." If you took 1 to 2 hours of your day or of your night to learn a high income skill like affiliate marketing, you could use those resources and those profits for your emergencies or for your mad money fund or whatever like that. It's not enough, guys, to have one stream of income anymore. It's just not. And as secure as you think your job is, I can tell you right now from experience, it's not. Because you could be cut back, let go, whatever tomorrow, and they wouldn't think twice.
Exactly.
It's just facts. It's truth.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things again where having that difference. And most of us, we wouldn't even know what this is like had we not took the opportunity to start something
Yeah.
like our online business. We would have continued living our lives exactly like we had lived them for me for 40 years, knowing that I have to have a 9 to 5 to survive and knowing that I've got a quote unquote secure job and put back money and save up for retirement. You know, when we decided to jump into this, obviously it took a little bit of a learning curve, a little bit of a mindset change for us, a big one actually, for us to understand how to do these things. So, again, I want to kind of take a break from the talk here. And as you guys are joining us and coming in, I know we're starting to get some people in. And if you guys have any questions about what we're talking about, or if you're stuck in your business, feel free to drop those questions in the comments because we can answer those. Again, thank you for whoever the user is here. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate that. But again, it comes back to, learning and changing our mindset on what we can and can't do. I remember when we first started out, I saw people just like maybe us, what we're talking about right now, talking about making, 10, 15, $20,000 a month on their online business. And I thought, wow, how it just blows my mind. How can they do that? Here I am, I'm struggling to make 30 something $1,000 a year and they're making $20,000 in 1 month working online, having the freedoms to work with their family, stay at home with their kids, be able to, enjoy vacations and everything else. And I'm like, I'm working myself to the bone here, my fingers to the bone. I'm wearing myself out physically and mentally trying to figure out how I can build a better life for my family. And it seems so just out of reach. But once we got started with this and we said, all right, we made a commitment to ourselves that this is what we're going to do. That was probably a big key for us, was we decided that we weren't going to give up in this venture.
Right.
Trust me, there have been plenty of opportunities for us to throw in the towel and say we're done and for me to go out and get another 9 to 5. But then we look at what we've been able to accomplish now over the last couple of years. And yeah, it's taken us a couple of years to turn this into a multi 6 figure income business, but we're doing really well with it. And now we have those freedoms and those less stresses to be able to have like events like today when a car breaks down, but yet we can just get it fixed and we go on, we move on. Okay. That's what our online business has been able to do for us. Not only for us, but for our kids, for our family, and all the others that we have been able to help. For those of you that know, we are a part of the Wealth Warriors team, right? And when I hate using the word team because most people kind of associate that with, multi-level and pyramids. And we fought this for the longest time when we first got started with this business with affiliate marketing. Everybody seems to think, oh, it's MLM or it's a pyramid. No, it is not. Our results don't depend upon other people underneath of us or whatever else. We have students that come in that we help teach and we help them learn, but their success does not help us monetarily. We do not gain any income from our students' success or the people that we bring in. So that's where this really differs from. But we are a part of what's called the Wealth Warriors. And it is Megan and myself and 5 other 6-figure earners in the affiliate marketing space. As a matter of fact, over the last couple of years, we've been able to amass over $500,000 in commissions, and I'm sure it's well over that at this point. That's when we started several months ago. It was at that. We've all been able to take our businesses to that next level. We all have the sight of 7 figures dialed in and we're ready to go. What we do now is we help others, just like you. If you're watching this and you have been able to relate to some of the things that we've been talking about tonight, those stresses of when things go wrong, if you have felt ever in your life the stress of thinking about, well, what if my car breaks down, or what if the heater goes out, or what if the air conditioning needs replaced, or what if my water heater or washer, dryer, dishwasher, refrigerator, whatever, some major appliance goes out and I've got no idea what I'm going to do. If you've ever felt that way, drop me a 1 in the comments to let me know. Because I know that there are more people out there than just us that have been through that. But what I can tell you is what we do now has helped us get past those situations. Yes, it took work in the beginning to get here where we're at, but that's where we're here to help you get through those beginning stages. Okay? So many people maybe get started in this industry and they fail out because they hit the roadblocks and the bumps in the road and the failures that we've hit already. We can help you as a Wealth Warrior team and as coaches. For people coming in to the program that we talk about and that we promote, the Wealth Warriors are offering weekly lifetime coaching in your business. So as long as you're willing to show up and put the work in, we're willing to help you. And because of that support, a lot of our students are seeing 10,000 in commission within 90 days, which is an amazing result. Let's see here. I've got a comment I want to throw up here on the screen. I don't know quite who it's from, but it says, last week I had the whole week off, no pay. I didn't use my time as much as I should have. I got to ask, what pushes you to get motivation and stop procrastinating? How do I take action?
Ooh, I want this one.
All right, go for it.
All right. You want the brass tacks, the hard truth? No one's coming. No one. You have to make the decision yourself. Nobody's going to come in to push you. Nobody's going to come drag your ass out of bed. Nobody's going to put that laptop on your lap. Nobody's going to make you sit down at the computer. You have to make that decision. And I want you to do this. And this is from Mel Robbins. She is one of my absolute favorite authors and motivational speakers. Every time you feel yourself like, oh yeah, I probably should do that, but no, I want you to stop and use what she calls as her 5-second rule. You're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're going to physically stand up or physically move, because that is physiologically going to alter the chemistry in your brain and get you to be more productive. It's going to allow you to do that. Okay. I struggle with this and I use the 5-second rule. Okay. Her name is Mel Robbins. She is phenomenal. She's got some great tips and tricks and things like that. But what I love about her and like the 5-second rule is it's not just like speaking. She's done all the research, the science behind it. Like she's dug deep into looking at like MRI scans and things like that. So there's science to back up her theories. Okay. But that's what she says, like nobody's coming. So that's what pushes me. The other thing that pushes me is I know from experience in our business and in other aspects of life, if I've got my foot full-fledged on the gas, ready to go, and I'm just hitting it hard, and then I let up a little bit, or if we let up a little bit, things start to drop off. And things start to go awry. And it's like, oh shit, now I'm scrambling to get back. So you have to find that happy medium. You don't want to like go 110% all the time. I know you're going to hear some people go, oh, you got to give 110% bullshit. You're going to get burnt out if you do that, okay? Find a happy medium. If you're comfortable with working your business 1 hour, 2 hours a day, then do that, but be committed to that. Write it out physically so you're seeing it. Take a tube of lipstick or whatever. I don't know if you're male or female. If you're married, don't make sure you don't use your wife's good stuff. But, write it on a mirror. I will work, and not I will try. Take that word out of your vocabulary. Try, can't, take those out. I will work 2 hours today. I will work whatever. Okay? But be committed to that.
Yeah, and that came from our friend Matthew, and Matthew, I can completely understand. Sometimes it's difficult prioritizing our time. I go through days where I have motivational issues as well. Even though our business is doing well, it's set up, it's rocking and rolling. There's still times where I have motivational issues getting up and getting here at the desk if I need to do something here or wherever. I've told this story several times. Those of you that have been with Megan and I from the beginning, you guys remember the old brown couch that we had. Okay. We still have it, by the way. But when we first got started, we did all of our lives from this brown couch that sits in our basement. It's right around the corner. I can actually see it from here. And that's where we got our start. We didn't have, lights and all this stuff. It took us a while to get to this point. But we just had our couch in our basement, which is where we decided we were going to work at. And so every night we would go live on TikTok for at least an hour, if not more. And that's kind of where we got our start. And trust me, there were nights where, it was 9, 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, man, I just don't really want to do this. I'd rather, go to bed. But I knew that this is what it was going to take to build our business and get it to where we wanted to be. We have to work hard here in the beginning so that we don't have to work as hard later down the road. That's the goal. And so that motivation for me was my why. And so, Matthew, I ask you this: what is your why? What is your why for doing this? And don't kid yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Don't tell yourself because I want more money. That's not an acceptable response. Okay? Your why is your whole being for doing this. All right? And it's very important that you figure that out. For me, I know what it is. It's my kids. It's my family. That is my why. That was the driving decision to say, hey, I want to do something online and in the online business world, as opposed to go out and slave away again for someone else's dream. I wanted to work on my dream. And it's so funny because people are willing to work 8 hours a day to help someone else achieve their dream, but yet they're not willing to work an hour or 2 or 3 a day for themselves to get them to a situation where they truly want to be. And so I bring up that brown couch because even today, from where I'm standing, like I said, I can see it. It's right there. And I know when I get into a mindset of I'm tired, and it might be, midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sitting here and I'm putting the work in, and I'm doing, whether it's messaging, whether I'm doing emails, whether I'm creating a new funnel or researching products or whatever it might be, I'm tired. And I see that couch. And I know that I could go over there and grab the blanket that's over there on that couch. And I can pull it up right up over my nose and just catch some Z's and go to sleep. But I know that that is not going to help me in my business. So I always relate back to thinking about, why am I doing this? Why am I working so hard now? And I'll admit there's been times where I have been on my phone a lot because I'm messaging people, because I'm working in my business. And my 8-year-old daughter will look at me and say, hey, Dad, you're on the phone again. And trust me, that hurts.
She struggles with that. We struggle with that.
We do. And so for the most part, most of my time, I look back and I say, okay, I make times now where I put the phone down. But I also know that when we first got started, I was on my phone a lot. And we tried to explain it, as much as a 6 and an 8-year-old are going to understand that let us do this now. Let us do this now so that we can build something great, not only for us, but for you guys. And so we did that. We worked really hard and spent the time and the effort building our business. And yes, on our phones, sitting there on the couch, even with the kids watching TV that was still time that we had with them. We may not have been interacting with them, but we're watching a movie at the same time. Yes, I might be on my phone working on something. But we did that for quite a while. But it brought us the results that we knew we would get. Okay? So, if you feel like starting an online business is going to take you away from your family or not give you the opportunity to do what you think it's going to do, drop me a 2 in the comments. I want to know, because there's a lot of people out there that feel that they have to kind of rob Peter to pay Paul with their time. That if they do decide to start an online business, maybe they're going to be taking time away from the children. But I want to tell you also another story. We've been able to take more trips and more vacations with our kids now because of what we've built. I've been able to look into my daughter's eyes at age 7 and age 5 when the very first time they got to see the Disney princesses march down Main Street at Walt Disney World. Because of that time that I spent on my phone and working in our business, I was able to provide that experience and watch them get excited at the first time of seeing their favorite Disney princesses live or Mickey and Minnie Mouse live for the first time. And we've been able to do that because of our online business and because of the work that we put into that business. Is it easy? No. Is it hard? No. It does take work. It takes time. And trust me, I've had hard jobs before. I've had physically demanding jobs. I've worked in construction. I've worked in hot warehouses when it seems like it's 1,000 degrees outside. I've had tough jobs. This is not tough. What we do is not tough. It's not hard. But it is not easy because it does take time. It takes work. And as anything in your life, if you're willing to work at it, the rewards are great. And back to that $20,000 a month that I saw other people as I was scrolling on my phone trying to figure out how they were doing it. It was just a matter of me taking the time to learn the skills. And yes, we had to invest in different programs and courses and mentors along our way. And I'm not saying you got to do that first off in the beginning. If you're able to, that's awesome. That's going to help you get to where you want to be quicker. Okay. But not everybody can afford to do that. And I understand that. But you still need to be able to look at things and instead of looking at the cost of things and what is this going to cost me? I get that so many times. People reach out and say, well, what's this going to cost me? My question to them is, what is it going to cost you if you don't do it? You know, we always talk about what's the worst that could happen? Well, if the worst that could happen is the fact that you stay right where you're at and you continue to do what you've been doing for the last 5, 10, 20, 30 years, is that the worst that's going to happen? Continuing on the path that you had planned on doing for the last 20 years? But what if you put the work and the effort in, you learn these skills to provide you with a better lifestyle, what you've always dreamed of? Because I can promise you now, it's possible. You know, we look at 20K a month as being, that's an okay month. Because we've seen 30K months, we've seen 40K months, we've seen these months. We know that they're possible. But it takes work and it takes time to do that. And that's what we're here to help you with so that you are not alone. Again, that's why we bring you the Megan and Ryan Power Hour every Monday and Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, so that you can ask your questions. I know Matthew, part of his last part of that question was, how do I get started? One of the best ways to get started is to be here every Monday and Wednesday night to ask your questions, okay? We can reach out to you, Matthew, with details of the program that has helped us really excel in this business. And we can get you the details for that, and we will reach out to you. And if anybody else is watching this and wants to know how to get started, just let us know. Drop us a hashtag Wealth Warriors in the comments, and we'll be happy to reach out to you personally and chat with you more about how to get started with what we do. If you're tired of living that life of stressing over every penny, over every time you get into the vehicle and hope and pray that the engine turns over and starts, or if you're afraid that the roof's going to come falling down because it needs to be patched or replaced, reach out, let us know. That's why we do what we do.
People have so many limiting beliefs too with themselves. You don't give yourself enough credit. You really don't. And I see that time and time again. We hear the excuses of, well, I'm not tech savvy. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm too old to do this. I can't. I don't know what you're talking about. What's a funnel? What's an autoresponder? I have no idea. This guys, those are limiting beliefs. And what I love about the program that we're in right now, and again, it is an investment, but what I love about it is they set all that tech up for you, so you don't have to worry about that. You can, focus your sights on other aspects of your business, and then you learn to, like, update your funnel, or you learn how to add emails to your autoresponder, things like that. And that's where the Wealth Warriors can come into play as well, because with the weekly live coaching on top of the two coachings that you're going to get with the program, you can, ask your questions and things like that. um yeah, just so many limiting beliefs that people have. You don't give yourselves enough credit. I
And
know
it
we didn't at first.
and guys, we've been through. For those of you that are watching, how many of you out there have been through a program? Maybe you've paid for a program that you tried to go through and it just didn't get you the results that you wanted. If you've been through some sort of a program before where you have invested, a little bit of money or maybe even a lot of money, let me know. Drop me a 3 in the comments. I want to know, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that have invested in programs that haven't worked out for them. And so we learn not to be shiny object syndrome, right? That was one of the first things that we learned, was not to be bouncing back and forth between program after program after program trying to search for results. Okay? We have to implement the things that we learn, and we understand that there's a lot of people out there that buy into a program. Megan and I have been there. We've bought into a lot of different programs before we were able to find success. Okay? Now, fortunately for us, we didn't have to burn through a whole lot of programs. We found a good one kind of in the beginning for us that helped us get going. But then as we started to get going, we took money and we invested in other programs, other mentors, other coaches, things like that really helped us scale our business and learn what we needed to do to get to the next level. Because again, when we first got started, guys, I was just trying to replace $2,000 a month in my lost income when I lost my job back in February of 2020. That's all we were trying to do, was come up with $2,000, $2,000 a month in online business so that I could continue to work on this, And so when we got to a point of making $5, $10, $15, $20,000 a month, we took that money and we started to invest in other programs. And what we found out was sometimes we would buy into programs and go, the only thing we learned in this thing was what not to do. We didn't look at it as a waste of money, okay? Because I know a lot of you out there feel that way. If you've already bought into a program and you're not seeing the results that you look for, you feel like you wasted your money. I guarantee you there are certain things that you have learned, and part of this comes back to mindset and what we learn and how we deal with our mindset. Like Megan said earlier, instead of taking try, take the word try out of your vocabulary, take the word can't out of your vocabulary, things like that. We look at programs that we have purchased. Some of them have been great and wonderful. Some of them not so much. We've gone into it going, oh shoot, man, this is going to be great. And then a couple of weeks later we go, dang it, that we shouldn't have probably done that one. That was a loss of money. But then we turn it around, we flip it, and we go, okay, what we learned here is we don't want to do this. This is not who we are. This is not what we want to do. So we did learn something from that, and we take that away from it. And so there are a lot of programs out there that we have been through. That's why when we talk about the current program that we are with, I really say it is second to none, because I've been through a lot of different programs. I've seen what's in them.
The other thing is too, people take that and they'll invest in a program, and then they're like, oh, well, I can't get into this yeah, I really want to get into your program, because we hear this too. I really want to get in your program, but I just invested here, and I really need to make money with this before I can do this. Okay, I understand your thinking, but having been in this game for 2.5 years, 3 years now, I have to look at how long have you been in that program? And that's what a question I typically ask. How long have you been with that program? And a lot of the time, sometimes they're like, oh, I'm just getting started. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Give it a fair shake. See what you do. I'm here. You want to ask questions? Cool. We're here to help. But sometimes people are like, well, I've been with the program for 6 months, but I really need to make money with this before I can do this. Okay. If you haven't made money with that in 6 months, then there's a couple of things we need to look at. We need to look at, one, are you really putting the effort into it? Because if you're not, then you really need to put the effort into it and see if you can make money with that program. And if you can, freaking awesome. Hell yeah. If you're putting the work into it and you're still not seeing anything, time to look at, maybe this isn't the program for you, right? It's the same thing people go through in college, y'all. That'd be like changing majors, okay? I started out as a pre-nursing major. Full disclosure, I do not have a college degree. Don't want one. Anyhow, started out as a pre-nursing major because I was like, I really want to do nursing. This is great. So I did all the core classes and everything to get me into nursing. I even took some nursing classes. And then I was like, you know what? I got into one class. I'm like, God, I'm not feeling this anymore. So I did a complete 180 and switched to secondary education. Totally different. I had already invested in all of those pre-nursing classes, and now I'm having to reinvest and spend more money on these secondary education classes. It's the same thing with this, guys. It really is.
I want to touch on a couple of these comments. I've got one here. Again, this is from our friend Matthew. I started Legendary Marketer last year, but had to stop for personal and financial issues. And Matthew, I can completely understand that. You know,
I do my job.
I do. Because if you guys look, it's no mystery, you know, where we got our start. For most of you know, Legendary Marketer was huge for us and what we got started with. I mean, I've got the hardware behind us. You know, we've done really well with that. It's a great program, and you'll never hear us talk bad about it. But what I have found as we've looked through different programs and different things, you know, what they teach. So anybody that's been a part of the blueprints that they have, you know, they got the Decade in a Day, which is the live training that they give everybody that invests in the blueprints package, you know, and they go through there and they show you how you can do things with affiliate marketing, how you can go find products, how you can run ads through Facebook, and they show you how this works. And yes, it does work, but here is what we have found. Organic traffic is going to be your best bet. Okay. Especially as a beginner. Now, Matthew here is talking about having personal and financial issues. I understand this because if you take that business model of affiliate marketing and you go and you find products on ClickBank or JVZoo or wherever else it is, or maybe even it's Legendary that you're going to promote, and you go over to Facebook and you start to run ads on that as a beginner, if you don't really know how to run ads, yes, they teach you how to set up campaigns. They teach you how to start ads and things like that. But if you really, really don't know and understand how ads work, you're not going to be successful with that. And it takes a lot of capital, really, to get started with paid ads. You can just go ahead and say your first few $1,000s in ads is buying data. All right. You're going to spend a lot of money to buy information with ads. That's why we always recommend for beginners to start off with organic traffic. Okay. Now, with organic traffic, we don't have the stresses of seeing money fly out the door all the time. But what we worry about is being comfortable and uncomfortable and who's going to see us. And because organic traffic generally means putting yourself out there on social media, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, here on Facebook, YouTube, whatever it might be, that organic traffic, we have to take the opportunity to put ourselves out there. And coming from someone of experience, that is scary. Scared me to death. And so, you know, it's one of those things where, again, we don't recommend paid ads for people that are beginning. We always like to show the organic traffic routes. Okay, so that's one less stress that you have as far as money going out the door. But I completely understand what Matthew was talking about there. Now I've got another one here. It says, definitely, definitely like I wasted my time, like was that shiny object. Okay, I think this came from our friend Steven, if I'm correct. So shiny object to me is, there's a couple of different ways you can look at shiny object syndrome. All right, shiny object syndrome will be when you get into a program, you learn what's there, but you don't put the effort into actually implementing what is learned. A lot of people get confused. A lot of people get overwhelmed with all the information, because I got another comment here talking about this a little bit. They get so much information and they just don't know where to start. They feel like one of these comments says scatterbrain, and I understand that. I always reference it as, when you buy into a program like Blueprints, for instance, it's like drinking water from a fire hose. It's overwhelming and people don't know where to start. So if you're that person that takes that information and gets overwhelmed, and then boom, now instantly turns to another program because you felt overwhelmed with this one and didn't actually implement what you learned, any of it, and you jump to another program, yes, that's shiny object syndrome. You're hoping that this next program is going to give you that bit of gold, you know. Exactly. That's a lateral move. If you're looking for that missing piece, chances are you have it. Chances are you are that missing piece. I know for me, that's what it was. When we first got started, for the first few months, I did a lot of busy work, just like I was instructed to, just like the videos showed me how. I'd create a sales funnel. I'd put emails out there. I'd set up an autoresponder. I'd done all this stuff. I knew that I had to get it out there. I knew ads weren't my way of doing it because I didn't have the money for ads. Okay? I knew that I needed to get out there, and for my instance and for our purposes, it was TikTok. I knew that I needed to get on TikTok, and I was scared to death to do it. And so I kept waiting for something else. I would always watch, other people. I'd watch shows daily about people seeing success, and I kept thinking and waiting for that one golden nugget to just drop out of the sky and be like, oh, this is it. This is what's going to help me. But all I was ever left with was watching other people have success, and I was never able to get us where we wanted to. It wasn't until I had my swift kick in the butt from one of our first mentors that said, all right, here's what you need to do. If you really, truly, and he was tough with me, and that's what I needed at the time. I needed somebody that was tough. I didn't need somebody to be my cheerleader and say, oh, yeah, you got this. Go, 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 Ryan, go. I didn't need that. I needed somebody to look me in the face and say, hey, dumbass, if you don't do this, you're going to have to go get yourself a job. But if you do this and do what I'm telling you, it's going to work.
And I'm gonna spin this around too. When I hear, well, I had to stop because of financial reasons. Bullshit. Because there are systems out there that you can use that are free. There are free autoresponders out there. There are free funnel systems out there. You just have to be willing to put in the work to learn those systems and implement them. Okay? The course that you invest in, it's going to give you the knowledge on how to do it. Affiliate marketing is a pretty basic business model. Okay. Now we recommend people use ClickFunnels, and we recommend people use GetResponse. Okay. Those are $97 a month, and they're $19 a month up to for a certain level. And then it goes up from there. We get that people are like, man, I just spent, money to get into the course. I can't do this too. Like, I really need to learn, but I can't do this. We get it. Okay, we get it. That's when I say nobody's coming. You have to do it. You have to go out there and figure it out. And guys, we know people that have done that. They started out using the free funnel systems and the free autoresponders and things like that. Guys, they were making $5, $10, $15,000 a month with the free softwares, and then they eventually are like, "All right,
But
now I got to do
I
it."
want to step in there. The reason why they were able to do that was because they busted their asses to learn that stuff. Sometimes we look at things. Yes, it's no secret we use ClickFunnels. The reason why I use ClickFunnels is because I feel that it's the best funnel software out there. We learned it from the beginning, but we took the time to learn it. There are other funnel builders out there, and that's okay. But you may have to take the time and spend the energy to learn that, and therefore it may take longer for you to do that. Maybe it's a free funnel builder, but it may take you longer to build that. For me, I knew that I wanted to use ClickFunnels, so I didn't have a problem paying $97 a month for that. Okay. So that is some of the things that we have to kind of, you have to weigh the pros and the cons of.
Yep.
Yes, there are free resources out there, but it just may take you a little bit longer to get to them. So I do have some other questions here or some comments here. I think this one's from our friend Connie. I've done Legendary and I have learned some things, but still having trouble putting everything together. Feel scattered brained. I don't know if that was from. Not sure, that wasn't the one I was looking at, but that's kind of the one that we were talking about as far as drinking from a fire hose. Yes, exactly. You get a lot of information and trying to figure out where to start. And again, by following us, asking questions, being here and asking questions, that's how we can help. Especially if you're a part of our Facebook group. All right. Let's see here. I've got one here from this one. I think is Luke. Luke says, I see a lot of your organic on Reels. Is that your best ROI for organic, or is it not just Facebook, but YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok that makes it successful? Your thoughts. All right. So Luke, that is a great question. When you're first starting out, for us, our best ROI is spread out over Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, all of them. We're on all social media platforms. Okay. In the beginning, though, if you are just starting out, focus on one platform. One platform. Get good at one platform, okay? And once you start to figure out how that works and you can get good at that, then branch out. Because I promise you, I've seen it time and time again, and I've done it myself. We've done it. If you start out trying to cover all of these social media platforms, I remember when we first started out, we wanted on TikTok, we wanted on Facebook, we wanted on YouTube. We were trying to do all these different things, and I was getting so stressed at all the content that I was having to put out there and where it was having to go, and we hadn't made any money, and so I was stressing over the fact that I'm doing all this stuff. That's when we learned you take one product, one platform in the beginning. Promote one thing on one platform and get it to work. Once you find that formula that works for you, between the great product, the great sales funnel, email sequences, all that stuff, once you find something that works, then it's just a matter of duplicating that process over on different platforms. But once you've learned that it works, your mindset's a whole lot better off than if in the beginning you're scatterbrained over all these different platforms and you can't get anything to work, because that leads to failure. All right. So hopefully, Luke, that kind of helps you out a little bit there. Let's see. I did put, all right, let's see here. There was one that I wanted to get to. Where's it at? Okay, I'm pretty sure this one was from Connie. It takes a lot to take in. I'm not doing ads while I do for my salon. Okay, so again, if you're trying to figure out the affiliate marketing aspect of things, Connie, this might be for you. I'm not sure where you're at in your journey. Again, we definitely recommend the organic route. It depends on what you're trying to promote as well. Okay. We've also got, I think this is from our friend Steven. I've spent $1,200 plus on ClickFunnels with no sales, and now I'm trying System.io. And again, I think for this, what we need is, figure out what works. You need a system. What product are you promoting? That's one of the things. You've got to have three things to really make this work. You've got to have a great product, okay? You've got to have a good sales funnel, right? And you've got to have a good flow of traffic. If you don't have those three things, you're not going to be successful with this. It doesn't matter where you put it. I'll be honest. It doesn't matter if you've got, a great product, but if you don't have a good sales funnel for it, or if you don't have a good method of traffic, it doesn't matter. The product's not going to matter. If you've got a wonderful sales funnel and a great way to get traffic, but the product is crap, you're not going to do well. That's why we always recommend to people to find products that people are looking for and that people want. It doesn't matter that I absolutely love this water bottle. I'm an associate for Amazon, and I absolutely love this water bottle. I can go tell everybody in the world they need this water bottle, but if everybody in the world doesn't want this water bottle, I'm wasting my time. You've got to have a good product that people actually want. And that's why when a lot of times when we talk about products that we promote, whether it's a course or, a software program, well, shoot, aren't there a lot of other people out there doing that? Yeah, you know why? Because it works. It makes money. That's why we do it.
But it's oversaturated.
There's nothing oversaturated. There's 7 billion people in this world, and the world is changing every day, and more people are moving to online spending. I hate to say it, but the brick and mortars are they're failing at this point, and I understand why. We live in such an instant gratification society. Everybody wants things like this, and so we can do that with the internet, and I hate it. Trust me, I support local every time I get the opportunity to. But I also know that there are a lot of people out there that are going to online spending. And I understand that. So those people that say it's saturated, I don't listen to because I know better. There are plenty of people out there. There are plenty of products out there that you can offer and that you can promote up.
We're going to have to wrap this up.
Yeah, we are going to have to wrap up. I've got a couple of other comments that I want to get out here. Luke says, thank you guys for your knowledge. I appreciate this. No problem. And Luke, again, if you want more information about, how we do what we do and learn a little bit more about that and how our students are getting the results that they're getting. Again, a lot of our students are seeing 10K in commissions in 90 days. And there's a reason why. There is a support network behind them that is absolutely amazing and second to none. And I can positively, with 100% confidence, say second to none, because Megan and I have been through a lot of different programs and things out there. And we have never seen this kind of support. So if you guys are watching this and you want some more information, you want to learn a little bit more about how we are doing what we're doing and how our students are getting the results, that's the big thing. We're here for you guys. And that's what we pride ourselves on. It's not our results. We're good. Our business is fine. We've got accolades. We're doing great. We focus on our students, which is you guys. We want to see you guys get those results. So if that is you and you want more information, leave us that hashtag Wealth Warriors in the comments, and we will reach out to you personally and see if there's something we can do to help you to figure out where you're at.
Yeah, and if you guys want to get started, we can go ahead and post a link to a YAR Mentors Facebook group. You can get into that. There's a webinar on there. It's really awesome. He's actually getting ready to do an even better webinar, and he's got some great bonuses too that he's going to be talking about as well. You can get into that group and get that there, the training, and then we'd love to hear your feedback as far as that goes. But that's, like I said, Ryan's been kind of down for the last couple of days, so and I've got my 9 to 5 and kids and everything, so I'm trying to keep up with messaging, but we've fallen a little bit behind on that. So just to kind of skip a step, if you want to do that, definitely feel free. But other than that, I don't advocate just like go to my link. That's not, I'm just
no, but like we said, if you guys want more information, feel free to drop that hashtag Wealth Warriors. We got some thank yous from Matthew, from Luke, from Steven. Thank you guys for being here. Connie, thank you for your remarks. I'm pretty sure I can't see who this is, but I'm pretty sure I know who that is. I think that's our friend Danny. Hey, working like a mofo tonight, but taking a second to harass y'all. And again, thank you guys so much for being here. We do have to hop off. We've actually brought back one of our kind of our favorite things that we did. It's our Wine at 9 on Wednesday nights that we do at 9 o'clock. We've actually got several successful affiliates that we hop on a Zoom call with and chat with, for an hour or so, just to kind of see what's going on with other people in the industry. So, it's an opportunity that we actually also bring to our students to be able to come in and join those Wine at 9. So sometimes it's great for students to be able to come in and just kind of sit there, kind of like a fly on the wall, just to see some top affiliates talking about what they're doing in their business. And sometimes we have students come into the Wine at 9 that are able to ask questions and talk with us, and everything else. So it's a pretty cool thing. Hopefully we'll be able to bring that to you guys and bring that opportunity to you guys if anybody wants to join in. That'll be something to look forward here in the future. So again, if you guys are looking for more information, if you're watching this on a replay, leave us that hashtag replay. Leave us a hashtag live if you're here live. But again, reach out with that hashtag Wealth Warriors if you want more information on how to do what we're doing and how our students are getting, again, those results, which are absolutely crazy. So thank you again for your time this evening. We appreciate it. And we will see you this upcoming Monday, 8 p.m. Central Time for Megan and Ryan's Power Hour.